The octopus can perfectly match the color of anything it touches, and it has never seen a single color in its life. It is completely colorblind. Every color change it has ever made, every camouflage pattern it has ever produced, every time it has disappeared in front of a predator, it did all of that without being able to see color at all. And yes, this is real, and yes, it gets weirder, because the octopus isn't just doing something impressive with color, it's doing something that, the more you learn about it, starts to feel less like an animal and more like something evolution was specifically showing off with. It has 9 brains. It can taste with its skin. It can fit its entire body through any opening large enough for its eye. And it can do all of this while being one of the softest, most physically fragile animals in the entire ocean. So why did evolution build the most sophisticated nervous system in the invertebrate world and then leave it completely unprotected? Why pour that much intelligence into something with no shell, no armor, no skeleton, and a lifespan of roughly 2 years? That is exactly what this video is about. And the answer is one of the strangest decisions evolution has ever made. Before we get into why evolution made these decisions, we need to understand what we're actually dealing with here, because most people wildly underestimate this animal. The octopus is a mollusk, which means its closest relatives are clams, oysters, and snails. Think about that for a second. The animal that can open child-proof bottles, navigate mazes, recognize individual human faces, and plan escape routes shares a family tree with something you'd find sitting on a seafood platter. Evolution took the same starting point as a clam and somehow ended up with something that can outsmart researchers who study it for a living, and it did this completely alone. The octopus lineage split from the path that would eventually produce vertebrates, fish, reptiles, mammals, us, over 750 million years ago. That means every bit of intelligence you see in an octopus evolved entirely separately from every other form of complex intelligence on Earth. We didn't share a smart ancestor. Evolution just built intelligence twice, completely independently, in totally different directions, and somehow both times it worked. Scientists have a name for this: Convergent evolution. 2 completely different lineages solving the same problem, arriving at the same solution without sharing any information. And in the case of the octopus, the solution was a nervous system so sophisticated that researchers studying it still argue about how to categorize what it does. Here is what 9 brains actually means in practice, because it is not just a cool fact. It completely changes what the animal is capable of. When you reach out to grab something, your brain sends the instruction. Your arm follows it. Everything is centrally managed. The octopus works completely differently. 2/3 of its neurons are not in its head. They are distributed across its 8 arms, with each arm running its own local nervous system. When an octopus arm reaches into a crevice to search for food, the central brain is not telling it what to do. The arm is running the operation itself, exploring, tasting, feeling, and making real-time decisions about what to grab and how to grab it, with no instructions from above. The central brain sets the goal. The arms figure out how to get there. It is the most efficient division of labor evolution has ever produced in an invertebrate, and it allows the octopus to do things simultaneously that no other animal its size can come close to matching. 1 arm handles food, 2 anchor the body, 3 explore the surrounding environment. The remaining arms do something else entirely, all at once, all independently, all without a committee meeting. Researchers at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem spent years documenting how octopus arms move and found something that genuinely surprised them. The arms create a wave of muscle contraction traveling from base to tip that allows them to reach, extend, and rotate in ways no jointed limb can replicate. And the central brain is not calculating any of it. The arm is doing the math itself. What evolution built here is essentially a living distributed computer, and it did it inside an animal that fits in a coffee mug. What this looks like in practice is genuinely strange to watch. researchers have documented octopus arms continuing to respond to touch and grip objects for up to an hour after being surgically separated from the body. The arm has no connection to the central brain. The animal it belonged to is gone, and the arm is still making decisions, still reaching, still searching, because the intelligence was never in the head to begin with. It was always in the arm. And here's the thing, everything we just covered is really just the beginning. What the octopus actually does with all of that is where things get genuinely hard to explain. This is where it gets personal, because the octopus eye connects directly to a flaw that every human being on this planet is living with right now without knowing it. The human eye has a blind spot. A place in your field of vision where you literally cannot see anything. It exists because of a structural compromise made during vertebrate eye evolution. The light-sensitive cells ended up pointing away from the light source, which created an unavoidable gap where the optic nerve connects. Your brain fills it in automatically, so you never notice. But it is there. A genuine design flaw baked into every human eye that has ever existed. The octopus eye evolved completely independently. It arrived at almost exactly the same overall design, same lens, same focusing mechanism, same general structure. Except the octopus eye does not have a blind spot. Because when it evolved, the light-sensitive cells ended up pointing toward the light, the way they logically should. Evolution ran the same experiment twice and got a better result the second time. In a mollusk, 500 million years before we showed up. So the next time someone tells you humans are the pinnacle of evolution, you can let them know that a creature related to a clam has been running a more structurally correct version of our eye since before vertebrates existed. That is just a fact. So we are back to the camouflage problem from the beginning. Because now that you know how sophisticated this animal is, the colorblind camouflage thing should bother you even more than it did at the start. The octopus can change not just the color, but the physical texture of its entire skin in under a millisecond. It raises and lowers thousands of tiny muscular structures called papillae to physically replicate the surface of whatever it is sitting on. Smooth rock, rough coral, sandy sea floor. It does not approximate these textures, it reproduces them accurately enough to fool predators with full color vision, including humans, at close range. And it is doing all of this without seeing color. Its eye, that nearly perfect eye we just talked about, contains only one type of photoreceptor. The octopus sees the world entirely in shades of gray. The leading theory among researchers right now is that the octopus uses the shape of its own pupil as a kind of light sampling tool, changing it to detect different wavelengths and calculate what color it is sitting on without technically seeing that color at all. It is solving a color problem with no color information, which means either evolution found a workaround so elegant we still do not fully understand it, or the octopus is operating on some understanding of light physics that we have not caught up to yet. Neither answer is particularly comfortable. Here is where things get fun. Because researchers have been putting octopuses in controlled environments for decades, trying to map exactly how intelligent they are. And the results keep making everyone revise their expectations upward. Octopuses at the Seattle Aquarium were documented individually recognizing specific members of staff. Not reacting to humans generally, recognizing specific people. One octopus consistently sprayed water at a particular staff member it apparently had a problem with, while completely ignoring others every time that person walked by. Targeted, deliberate, personal. A grudge, essentially, held by an animal with a 2-year lifespan. In controlled experiments, octopuses have opened child-proof containers, navigated mazes, and solved multi-step puzzles to retrieve food. But the most striking result came in 2021, when a study out of Portugal observed octopuses cycling through rapid skin color changes during sleep. Flashing patterns, shifting textures, running through what appeared to be full camouflage sequences while completely unconscious. The researchers concluded carefully that the octopus appeared to be dreaming, replaying experiences, processing information from its waking hours, running simulations. The same basic function dreaming serves in humans and other complex mammals. happening in an animal that split from our evolutionary lineage 750 million years ago. Evolution built something on the complete opposite side of the tree of life that dreams at night. And we almost missed it because we were not looking for it. And here is the part of this story that is genuinely hard to sit with. After everything evolution invested in the octopus, the distributed intelligence, the better eye, the impossible camouflage, possibly even the capacity to dream, it gave this animal a lifespan of 2 to 3 years. Most octopuses die shortly after reproducing. Females stop eating entirely to guard their eggs, and by the time those eggs hatch, the mother is already gone, which means every octopus alive right now learned everything it knows completely from scratch. No knowledge passed between generations, no mother teaching the young, no accumulated wisdom of any kind. Every octopus that has ever solved a puzzle, held a grudge, or dreamed figured all of it out alone, in 2 years starting from nothing. Think about what that actually means. You spent years in school being taught things other humans figured out before you were born. You inherited language, math, science, every framework you use to understand the world. The octopus gets none of that. It hatches, it figures out how to exist, and it does it well enough to solve problems that stump researchers in 2 years, from a standing start. Researchers who study cephalopod intelligence have asked what this animal would be capable of with 20 years instead of 2, and none of them have a comfortable answer, because the ceiling on octopus intelligence, given more time, is genuinely unknown. What we do know is that in 2 years, with no teachers and no inherited knowledge, it becomes sophisticated enough to recognize faces, produce impossible camouflage, and apparently dream about its day. Evolution built one of the most remarkable minds on this planet, and then set a 2-year timer on it. And honestly, the reason why is still one of the things we have not figured out, which feels pretty on brand for an animal that has been making us revise our assumptions since the moment we started paying attention to it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see another one of evolution's strangest decisions, check out our video on why it completely gave up on the shark. And if you want to keep seeing the things evolution did that most people never find out about, subscribe. We have a lot more of these coming.